Today, we will be discussing The Parking Lot movie, a 10-minute-long masterpiece created by director Meghan Eckman in 2010. Let's start with a summary. This film has many moving and analytical moments, far too many to do justice to in a 5-minute YouTube review video. Therefore, I've broken these moments down into categories. Let's start with category 1, people can't park. Throughout the film, Eckman interviews a wide array of parking lot attendants who are employed at the corner lot, but some of the most telling footage is the interviews discussing their customers' inexcusable inability to park their cars. One of the most telling moments of the film is when the owner of the lot, Chris Farina, describes the biggest gripe he has with the ever-evolving automotive market, the SUV. The SUV, in his view, is not only unnecessarily large, but complete projects to park. I think this is a moment of real humility. Who can really park a Chevy Suburban in a tiny parking lot? Not me. I can't even park my Malibu. The shot pans from Chris to a large black SUV parked in the middle of the lot, sucking up as much space as humanly possible. In dramatic fashion, the camera zooms in on the foolish parking job. You can practically hear the groans of disappointment from the cameraman. My next category, people have money for an Explorer but not for 50 cents, is a personal favorite. Throughout the film, Eckman catches an array of absolute jerks berating parking attendants, complaining about the cost of parking, and even driving away without paying. We even experience a montage of sorts where parking lot attendants describe chasing after cars that left without paying in the most majestic of fashion. According to John Linderman, he attempted to slam a customer's head into the steering wheel to get his money. A little extreme, but hey, 50 cents is 50 cents. We soon follow this story with footage of current attendants chasing down an SUV. Yes, of course it's an SUV. I realize it's a little silly to analyze this scene, but I couldn't help but notice a theme being developed in this section of the film. People lack humility. People disregard social norms such as paying for a parking lot spot, unless it is convenient to or benefits them. We buy these massive, expensive vehicles but refuse to pay less than $1 for a parking spot. A single dollar. The massive car benefits the owner, but paying for a spot that vehicular monster is going to take up is an inconvenience. This theme is explored throughout the film, which I'm going to discuss in the next category. My final category seemed to repeat itself more than I am completely comfortable with. I've titled it, People Suck. Eckman, in the most cinematic fashion, was actually able to capture moments where people were being just unapologetically rude. It was surprising to me that these people, or subhumans, as one of the interviewees called them, were willing to act so awful with the cameras rolling. Attendants spoke rather candidly on how sorority girls or fraternity boys would show a lack of a soul or of any compassion. At this point, you've seen the quotes. You've seen a shirtless man engaging in a Patrick Star roleplay with cones. You've seen the god-awful Ford Explorers. Hopefully then you've grasped the general feeling of this film. If you've ever seen The Office, you are more familiar with this type of dry, situational, and unfunny humor. There isn't anything particularly funny about a parking lot or the people who work in one, but when you actually hear them talk about their experiences and see just how that corner lot is run, you can't help but snicker. Even the little cartoons the attendants have plastered around their cardboard parking shack brings a smile to my face. I realize it's a little strange to sit here and attempt to analyze this film intellectually, but I feel I have to. It's a documentary. As I have already mentioned, the Parking Lot movie perfectly satirizes serious documentary filmmaking and reminds the film world that not all documentaries have to be so serious to shed light on an issue or bring attention to a problem. Filmmakers, perhaps, do not need to take themselves so seriously in order to put out great content. Not only this, but Eckman forces viewers to see, in real time, socioeconomic conflicts and parallels. One of the most telling quotes is from John Bylander, in which he describes interactions with alumni from the nearby University of Virginia. He reminds us that you don't know what my life's about just because you see me at my job, which is perceived as a low-down job for the least educated in society. These types of people are what inspired my subcategory of people suck, but also speak to a larger problem in Western culture. If you do not make six figures, drive a fancy car, work in a lush office, or wear designer clothing, you are nothing. The Parking Lot movie is hilarious. It's almost a big joke between the unbelievably weird interviews and the perfectly timed shots of Flipcomb, also known as the loser game. I'm sure it'll be coming to the Summer Olympics soon. However, it gives us an insight on a job that we all take for granted and frankly don't care about. We hardly ever remember the workers doing manual labor jobs or untouchable jobs. We never give them credit for the work that they do or the garbage they put up with. Eckman finally does this, and with a level of hilarity that keeps the viewer engaged and entertained. I would recommend this movie to anyone. For any event. A wedding, the perfect distraction for when the groom gets a little sloppy around 10 p.m. A funeral, it'll lighten the mood. Graduation party, at least you won't have to talk to your Uncle Stu. Thanks for watching.